Boris Johnson's potential political comeback is being blocked by plotters, the outgoing Prime Minister's father has claimed.
Speaking to GB News host Dan Wootton, Stanley Johnson said it seemed to be a bit of a stitch-up.
The ex-Conservative MEP invoked the idea of mens rea in reference to a decision taken by the House of Commons Privileges Committee which could mean Boris Johnson might be found guilty of misleading the House of Commons even if he made a genuine mistake. The committee was previously set to consider whether Mr. Johnson deliberately, or knowingly, misled Parliament. However, it has subsequently published a report which claimed, intention is not necessary for a contempt to be committed.
Stanley Johnson also suggested his son had not intended to mislead the House of
Commons over his remarks about lockdown-breaking parties held in Downing Street. The writer and conservationist added, the pack is being juggled in an impossibly surreptitious way. Mr. Johnson started by responding to comments made by Mr. Wootton who claimed it was a stitch-up. He said, well, I have no inside knowledge, I want to make this absolutely clear. But it does seem to me a bit of a stitch-up and am very glad to hear Carol cite Michael Fabricant. Particularly when he talks about mens rea, guilty mind. In other words, you have to show that you intend to commit a crime for a crime to be committed. And I think it is right, you know, the pack is being juggled in an impossibly surreptitious way. In the old days, it was perfectly clear that the Speaker would say withdraw if you accuse someone of misleading the House. You can accuse them of inadvertently misleading the House, but what we're doing here is saying whether it's advertent or not advertent you can go down the drain. However, despite 10,000 Conservative Party members signing a petition calling for Mr. Johnson to be allowed to stand in the ongoing leadership contest, the idea has been rubbished by cabinet ministers. Speaking to broadcasters last month, Therese Coffey, the Work and Pensions Secretary, dismissed the idea as speculation and tittle-tattle. Ms. Coffey said he chose to step down, and would continue, I'm sure, to be supportive of the next Conservative Prime Minister and into the next election. The Suffolk Coastal MP added, understandably a lot of people supported Boris, but the reality is there are only two candidates in the race. He has stepped aside and will be stepping down as Prime Minister in due course, and I'm focused on the future. Welsh Secretary Robert Buckland said that the Conservative Party had already moved on. He said, his time in office is coming to an end and that means a new chapter for him and a new chapter for the Conservative Party. It is unlikely. In modern politics, there are very few, if any, second chances. We've turned a page. He's a man of many parts and many talents. I'm sure he's going to embark upon a new chapter in his remarkable life and entertain us and wow us in only a way he can. He's still going to have an incredible contribution to make, and we're all going to want to read his books and his articles and enjoy his speeches.